Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lansing, Michigan. We're here in the Lansing City Arena for a special FCS exhibition. It's Lansing City taking on Summit City. Two cities battling it out. And in the broadcast booth, I'm Jared Kleppel along with Gerard Iscani coming to you courtside. Gerard, tell me, what are you excited for in this special FCS exhibition today?
I mean, this is the beginning of the season. Like, this is it. We're back playing futsal. Summit City United, they're actually a major indoor soccer league team, and this is their preseason as well. They're getting amped up for their season. So, futsal, indoor soccer, we got it all here tonight.
We have a little bit of a delayed start. We had some traffic for the officials coming in, so the game will be delayed just by a few minutes. I believe we're around 5 or 7 after right now. So I would expect in the next probably 5 to 6 minutes we'll have kickoff. But until then, let's take a look at the court, some of the players that are here. Gerard, you had a chance to speak with this team that's brand new to everyone in the FCS, Summit City. Were there any players that they pointed out to keep in mind for today?
Yeah, so there's a couple of players that are really important for Summit City United, and it's both of their captains. So Alejandro Murillo, he goes by Alex, and then Ty Barnes. Those are the two captains, number 10, Ty Barnes, and number 6, Alex Murillo. Those are players to watch out for because they always have an influence on the game. They are coaches on the court. And it's one of the things that Sam Pesh talked about, that the head coach for Summit City United, that these are players that really lead the team in the action. So we expect to see a lot of leadership out of them tonight, and just a lot of organization, because Summit City United actually has some new players to the team. So one of the people to call out, keep a close eye on, is Rodrigo de Castro. This is going to be his first action with Summit City United, and in a lot of ways this is like a tryout for the major indoor soccer league. So will these players fit in this team? We got a number of them. This is their first time playing with Summit City United, so we'll see how that goes for them tonight.
And we're going to get to some of the Lansing City players in a moment as we are on the kickoff delay here, just waiting for the officials to get all set after they were stuck in traffic. But very quickly, Gerard, for anyone unfamiliar with the MISL, tell us just very quickly about the background of where Summit City is coming from as a club.
So for any futsal fans out there that have been following along with the FCS, one of the teams that participated in the FCS tours was Red Cedar. Red Cedar participates in the major indoor soccer league. And so it kind of gives you an idea potentially of the skill level in that league. And so it's a league that is starting to stretch out across the country. So this year they have a new team from Dallas. They have a new team from Las Vegas. So it'll be interesting to see how teams like Red Cedar and Summit City United compare to teams in the FCS like Lansing City.
And Lansing City is the opponent for them tonight here at home in the Lansing City Arena, another exhibition for them. And we see some faces over there that tell us, sometimes when you come to exhibitions, come to friendlies, you don't always see full strength. You don't always see the players that you typically see. But when I look over there, I see the faces of, like this on the court here, number 14, Luciano Cernuda. He's been a heavy hitter for Lansing City every time he puts on their uniform.
He absolutely has been. And for anybody that hasn't had a chance to watch all of the exhibition matches from Lansing City this offseason, they have been outstanding. They played Olay really competitively in exhibition match. They really dominated Midwest United and Jenga, as well as just a couple of weeks ago, Illinois Futsal Club. Lansing City has looked really strong. There's only 2 players that we don't see that we've seen from them, Jack Fisher and Drew Barney. They're not here tonight. And then the loan has ended for Rafael Hernandez, so we won't see him tonight either.
So no Hernandez for Lansing City. He'll be with Chicago House from here on out. And you mentioned earlier, Gerard, it's the start of the season. Almost. There's still 2 months. Still about 2 months. I know you're getting super excited for it, Gerard, but I did have to point that out there. This is a friendly. It is an exhibition. We still have about 2 months left before we're going to be kicking off for real at the beginning of November. Might even be, I can't remember if the schedule is October 31st.
Yeah, late October.
Okay, October 31st maybe. But yeah, a couple of months away. So just a little something to wet the palate for the futsal that is upcoming. It's been a couple of months since we had our last stream. Actually, it was very recent. I just wasn't at the last one. But we are here and ready for kickoff. Summit City takes the kick, and we're off and away. Lansing City versus Summit City. Summit City in the all black, going right to left on your screen. And for Lansing City in their typical blue and white home unis, going left to right. On the ball right now, Trezor Crispain, joined by Jonah Timblo, Diego Bobadilla, Luciano Cernuda, starting for on the floor for Lansing City. And in goal, in that green, is Josh Pierce between the pipes. And he might get tested early here as we have a breakaway. Little counterattack from Summit City. Bobadilla handles it very nicely, winning a restart for Pierce.
Great attention to detail right there from Diego Bobadilla to just recognize how to play the ball, how to protect it, and just win the goalie restart.
Lansing City are on the attack here. Cernuda with a shot, deflection, and a block from goalkeeper Jonathan Mendoza. Joining him on the floor, the starters for Summit City, Cardoso, Barnes, DeCastro, and Murillo. Donning the captain's armband is number 6, Alex Murillo. You mentioned him. I think you might have mentioned him in the pregame.
Yep.
One player to look out for. Currently looks like, at least on the defensive side, is in kind of that fixo spot. We have a shot from Crispain that goes just a bit wide.
Yeah, no surprises at all seeing the captain in the fixo spot. It's one of the things that's really important of being able to be in a place to influence the game and see what's playing out in front of you, and the fixo has a great shot at that.
Now we're just over 1 minute into this game, and Gerard, if you had to look at Lansing City's squad, the starters, and you had to think who are the 2 guys that are most likely going to have a shot chance already, as we have Bobadilla with one. Before that play, if there's 2 players,
I would have said Luciano Cernuda and Trezor Crispain. Those are the 2 players that just have a knack for finding the back of the net. Luciano Cernuda, he actually led the MLS Next league that he played in this past season in goals in the outdoor game. So he is a young talent both inside and outside.
And I believe he will not be around for the FCS season for Lansing City. Is that correct?
It is correct. So he is actually going to be playing with Juventus, their youth academy. And that's a huge deal for not only for the city of Lansing City, but for Luciano Cernuda and for Lansing City Academy here. He's a product from the organization, and that's exactly what we've talked about they want to do is develop young talent, and he's a great example of them doing that here.
So he certainly will be missed for Lansing City. On the counter comes Summit City. It's a dangerous 1v keeper, and Pierce comes out to make that save. Quick corner for Summit City, blocks Cernuda. Little bump off the ball. Can he retain possession? He does through a restart. And we just saw Pierce get his first action tonight. Gerard, what do you think about that start for Lansing City?
Yeah, Joshua Pierce is solid between the posts. He's somebody that Lansing City is excited to have on their team. And I expect to see many more of those saves from him tonight.
Conflict in the corner here. Summit City thought it was theirs, but not according to the official, and they're going to get whistle just to back up. And I think goal kind of came off the line there, so just a little adjusting for this what's almost a corner kick for Lansing City.
You know, it's one of the things that we have to consider and think about as an indoor soccer team comes to play futsal. How will they adjust to the difference in rules, to the difference in play style? It's one of the things Sam Pesh talked about, that futsal is a completely different game than indoor soccer.
And Kleppel in for the first time. His strike meets on the goal line. Jonathan Mendoza, he gets another save, and somewhat of a hard foul here by Bobadilla. Summit go quickly. Really the first time we're seeing Summit City with an offensive possession right here. Up to this point, it's just been counters. It's a good opportunity to see, okay, how does their game translate to futsal, right? Playing indoor soccer, there are a lot of similarities, but there are also tons of differences. So that is something to look out for all night long.
Yeah, the 2 biggest things that he wanted to call out that were different was just the amount of time the ball is in play. In indoor soccer, the ball is almost never out of play.
Trouble here for Lansing City. Pierce is there on the 2v keeper.
Excellent save by Joshua Pierce right there, understanding how to cut off the angles. And you're right, he shut down the 2v1 keeper situation.
Alex Murillo was the one who had the ball in the attack and took that shot. You got to think, especially as a captain of the team, he's wishing that he had that opportunity back.
Absolutely. And once again, another save right there from Joshua Pierce. It looks like the ball was deflected coming through, a little easy for him.
Pierce already has 3 saves tonight. Ball coming in, looking towards the pivot.
And there's Murillo right there, playing some solid defense, locking down the center of the area. And that's the second thing that Sam Pesh really talked about was the difference between indoor soccer and futsal was the technical ability necessary just to work in the tight spaces, because without there being a wall, you can't just flick the ball off the wall. You got to maintain control of it to have any type of offense. And it's one of the things that he wanted to see out of his team tonight was the ability to maintain possession and to actually have a thoughtful approach to attack.
Toe poke from Cernuda goes well wide. Restart coming from Mendoza. We have seen some substitutes come on. I believe Summit City has made 3 substitutes, and Lansing City 3 as well. Kleppel, Saltzman, and Blanco in.
And right there, that was Richard Fele that just lost the ball. He is another one of the new players for Summit City United. And here we go. That's what we talked about earlier, the difference in rules from indoor to futsal. It's just a simple kick-in violation because the ball was not placed on the line.
And, here's the deal, Gerard. For anyone that watched FCS last year, there is a bunch of times that infraction happened for teams in the FCS.
Yep.
Absolutely inexcusable. But unfortunately, it's not all that odd for us to see that happen.
It's not.
As crazy as that may seem.
Well, now that we're learning more about some of these differences, a lot of the players in FCS play in the indoor soccer league too, so you have to wonder if that's part of the reason that happens, is they just forget that when they switch sports to look at the difference in the rules.
1v1, Saltzman facing up against
Fele,
Richard Fele. Thanks for that.
And Fele is one of the players that Sam Pesh talked about that the club wanted to get an eye on, see how they fit into the squad, see if they're able to hold their own out there, and if they're ready really to play at this level.
Rio working with number 17 in the back. Actually, I think it is number 17 on his shorts. Maybe he's got a different. No, it's number 10.
Ty Barnes. I think
Ty
that
Barnes.
is Ty Barnes. He has 17 on the shorts, but 10 on the shirt.
He fooled me. And now here comes Lansing City in the 2v1. A little bit strong on the pass is Charlie Nunez. First time we've seen him on the floor tonight.
Yeah, and Charlie had an outstanding game against Illinois Futsal Club. He, in so many ways, was one of the standout performers for Lansing City. He ended up with a hat trick.
Wow.
And a couple assists on top of it.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was a pretty phenomenal game that he had for himself.
And that was in you said the previous game against Illinois?
Against Illinois
the
Futsal
18
Club.
goals
18,
Lansing City.
18 goals.
A lot of goals Lansing City put up
goals.
in that game. Was not a pretty sight.
And surprisingly, one of the most prolific scorers for Lansing City throughout the last couple of months, Rafael Hernandez, with the 18 goals, wasn't able to score. He was more of a facilitator and a protector of the defensive area.
14:04 in the first half. Ball kicked out of bounds just past Nunez. Kleppel was looking for him. Now Summit City will face the high press of Lansing City. Back to goal is Fele. He goes back to his goalkeeper. Saltzman stepping up, wins it strong, keeps it in. Can he do something here? Toe poke. Save Mendoza, his second of the night.
Really outstanding save right there. Anytime you get David Saltzman breaking away like that, you're lucky to walk away without a goal, allowing a goal there.
Kleppel to Bobadilla. Bobadilla with the strike. A great save from Mendoza. How about that
Another
split?
Save.
Yeah, that was excellent.
Excellent split save from Mendoza. Showing his flexibility early here.
Corner kick, Lansing City. Kleppel with a strike. Left foot. Screamer. Too much for Mendoza. 1-0.
So showed us some great flexibility with the split save, but that ball comes in so hot. It's really hard. There's a lot of traffic in between there with Mendoza.
That's just too close.
Yeah,
you can't let Kleppel get that close.
And that's on Kleppel's weak foot, too. That's his left foot.
Weak foot.
Well,
Come on.
I know.
Weak foot. I don't know about that.
But that's just incredibly impressive to see the ball put away like that. And we didn't get a chance to even talk about it, but it's one of the things Lansing City has done the last few matches is actually bring Kleppel off the bench and give some of the other players some more time. And so it's great to see Kleppel in there just firing away and then, making a quick sub, getting some young players back on the court.
You said weak foot. All I'm going to say is if I'm in goal, I don't want to see a shot from either of his feet. That's all I'm going to say. Shot the other way, near post. That was number 10, Ty Barnes. Takes a tumble at the end. Oh, no, that was number 20. Lorenzo Cardoso, excuse me.
Yeah, Cardoso is another one of those new players to Summit City United that they're trying to get a read on. But Sam Pesh is actually really high on Cardoso and sees him as a potential piece.
A lot that just happened right there. If I can say what I think happened, it was kick in for Summit City. They went quickly, violation, back to Lansing City. Lansing City called the timeout. Bang, 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 bang. How about that?
It looked like Summit City called the timeout, though.
I don't think they can. If it's Lansing City's ball, they can't.
We've actually seen that.
Well, it's not supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to.
Well, this is a great time to let you know about our sponsor for today's match. Today's match is sponsored by Ally Marketing. If you're looking for a friend in the marketing space, social media, website, logos, you name it, check out allymarketing.us to learn more about Ally Marketing. Perhaps they'll be the teammate for you in the marketing space. allymarketing.us, the official marketing partner of the Futsal Champions Series. Ally Marketing, let's be friends. 12:37 left in the first half. Timeout called by Lansing City. Only one foul so far in the game, Gerard. And, we have seen some physicality, but, I think
it's been a pretty clean game.
It's been pretty clean.
It's one of the things I wasn't exactly sure what to expect out of an indoor team because, with the boards and the arena, the way it's set up, you expect a more physical match from indoor soccer. For me, that was always one of the appeals of futsal is more technical ability. But we're seeing, just some patience, some composure out of Summit City United. And they're playing Lansing City pretty well so far.
So both Summit City and Lansing City come from the timeouts. We have the kick in the defending half for Lansing City. Looking for any changes. Summit City still looking to play. Looks like they're still playing. Well, they're kind of playing a zone. Were they playing that before? I honestly wasn't even looking for it.
No, earlier they were playing man-to-man, and you can see they're already making some adjustments. And again, this is their preseason as well for Lansing City, and so they are doing what they can to switch things up and try new things. Sam Pesh, the head coach for Summit City, said the scoreline doesn't actually matter to them.
Lansing City on the counter. Summit City gets back quickly. And is it just me, or does it seem like we're kind of slipping out there a little bit?
Yeah, it does seem like quite a few players are losing their grip. One of the things that in Michigan, we got the changing of weather, so it's like we're entering fall. The moisture's changing outside, definitely has an impact on the court inside.
Chance on the transition for Summit City. Tough to call it a chance at all. And now Pierce will restart. He's going all the way to the corner, headed away safely, right into our camera guy, but he's tough. Sernuda to put it back into play for Lansing City. Ball into the pivot, intercepted. Counter chance for Summit City. Trezor Crispane sliding in. The layoff from Miles Mitchum was dangerous as it got deflected on its way to goal.
I just have to say, on that last play, what a fantastic commitment to defense by the entire Lansing City team. You saw bodies sliding, but everybody was closing down. Didn't matter who was responsible for it. They were all protecting the goal.
Kleppel takes it away. Bobadilla on the chance save. He gets it back. Got by his defender for the time being, but Summit City the other way. Kleppel's there. He gets by DeCastro. Now Sernuda puts the ball across the face of net. Pierce is wondering what's going on. He said, hey, dude, the corner was just put it out that way. He was trying to figure out what Sernuda was thinking, and Sernuda's trying to explain to Jeremy Kleppel right now, having a little bit of a laugh. He might look at that one again and well, I guess he'll get a chance to decide whether he liked it.
He'll definitely get a chance to decide if he liked it or not.
This one, I believe, is supposed to be a corner for Summit City. They brought it up just a little bit. They'll put it into play. Would have got to the top of the arc had Kleppel's toe not been there. Summit City a little bit of upset at least one of the players showing some frustration with the officials.
Yeah, there's just some frustration about the specifics of where the ball needed to be. And you know, it's one of the challenges of futsal.
Wow. Number 8, Todd Mazico.
Yeah, great defensive effort
pressing
from Todd.
there.
He was. But Todd was the one that was upset with the officials for requiring the ball to be in the corner as opposed to just being a kick-in up the line.
So take a look again at that opportunity that went wide. Still 1-0 for Lansing City. Ball down the line to Blanco. Can't be quite controlled. Put it into play in the back, Alex Murillo. He's working with Emmanuel Hernandez. He has it here. Dribbles it right into the foot of Kleppel. Kleppel tries the scoop. It's not there. Going backwards is Summit City. Rodrigo De Castro with it now. Directing traffic. Finds help on the near side. Hernandez right back to De Castro. Lansing City creeping up in their high press. Ball into the middle. Saltzman was there defending the likes of number 3. Perhaps that could be on our sheet as number 13, you think? I don't think I've seen 13 yet.
No, the player we have as 13 is Loazo. They weren't sure if he was going to be able to make it, so that actually might be him as well.
Could be him.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to roll with that for now, and if we find out we're wrong, we will find it out off the post while we are talking about this insignificant issue. Cardoso with a strike off the post.
Best opportunity so far from Summit City United, almost finding the back of the net, just a little wide.
Kleppel inside to Blanco. A nice look to go back to him. Summit City had it for a moment, back to Mendoza. Now quickly up the floor. They've got a 3v4. Ball inside, top of the arc, it's dangerous. Pierce is there. Summit City drops off for the time being. Kleppel walks it up near the half line. He's got Saltzman on the near side. Nunez on this side. Nunez with the turn, great face up inside to Blanco, a 1-2.
Good recognition right there from Luzal, just to recognize that pass was coming.
Corner kick up coming for Lansing City. All the way to Kleppel. Poke to Blanco. The toe poke blocked by Mendoza. Lansing City still on the attack. Yushin Nunez looking for the back post. Got the goalkeeper to move. And Saltzman wins a kick-in. All the way back to Kleppel he goes. One man defending, left foot strike. What a save that was.
Outstanding save by Mendoza. Kleppel almost found the same spot, but Mendoza wasn't having it this time. He was ready for it.
Yeah, that placement was incredible, right to the top corner. There's a corner kick for Lansing City. Doesn't go the way they want. Pierce scoops it up and fires. Lansing City quickly back up the floor. Kleppel with it at the point. Faced up by Ty Barnes. He cuts inside. Space. The strike. Hits a defender. On its way to goal. Kleppel with another one. Another fantastic save by Jonathan Mendoza. You can hear him talking to his defenders.
I know that it's not his weak foot, but it's not his strongest foot.
Have you asked him?
I mean, you are his brother, so you might know better. But we've just seen a level of pace out of his right. I mean, that's how he got thunder thighs. But at the same time, all of these strikes are coming with the left foot tonight. It's making me rethink reality here.
Yeah, you should ask him sometime and see what he says. Summit City on the break. Misha Nunez, critical defending there. He gets it back. All the way across to Saltzman. It's a little too fast for him. Summit City to put it back into play. And that was, once again, one of those ball not on the line. Very different from the indoor soccer that Summit City comes from.
And that is Ty Barnes' second time tonight with a kick-in violation. The first time he was nowhere near the line, so it looked like he was getting closer. So maybe the third time's the charm.
Maybe. Bobadillo put this one in. He's got Timblow in the pivot spot. Nunez on the other side. It does go to Timblow. Lansing City keeps possession with what will essentially be a corner kick. A couple of substitutions for Summit City. As the ball comes in near Timblow, and now going the other way is number 5. And at the top of the arc, great chance for number 14.
It really looked like Richard Fele was not really ready to strike on goal, and he just waited, and it really allowed Joshua Pierce to get in a fantastic position and just be waiting to pounce on it.
Yeah, Fele had quite a bit of space there at the top of the arc.
Waited. Yeah, and I feel like a quicker strike, you can catch Joshua Pierce off guard, but once you give Pierce 3 seconds to react, you got no chance of putting it in with his large frame covering the goal.
Ball in directly to the pivot for Summit City. Crispane battling Fale. Now down the sideline, near post, well wide, but Pierce gets a hand on it.
You know, I really think that was closer than you think. It's one of the things Joshua Pierce probably thought the same. Just got to get a finger on it just to make sure it doesn't go in. Because it was in a dangerous area.
Wadagana with the corner. Right to Lansing City. They try to possess out of it. Saranuda, great scoop. Transition moment. Saranuda with some time. His shot is blocked, and now Summit City the other way. Down they go. They want to foul Bobadilla. Great move there, but his shot can't finish. And some firm conversation between the official here on the near side and the goalkeeper for Summit City, as well as Alex Murillo.
Murillo was not happy about that steal on Fele, and it looks like Ty Barnes picked up a caution right there for dissent. So it's not just one or two players for Summit City United that are frustrated and upset about the call. It's almost the entire squad. But I have to say, I don't think that there was a foul there. It looked like it was a clean tackle, a clean challenge. You know, so hard to say why they're seeing what they thought, but I don't agree.
Here is Crispane. Face up a 1v1, tons of space behind the defender. But he does well, Miles Mitchum, to push him backwards. 5.5 left in the first half. Lansing City still up by a single goal. That goal coming, I think it was near the 15-minute mark, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep,
Crispane,
right,
a nice move to get by his defender, 3v2. Timblow back inside. Timing just a little bit off, or Lansing City would have had number 2.
Yeah, and Lansing City is putting all kinds of pressure on Summit City United right now. And Summit City United has to call a timeout. So it does look like you were right. Lansing City called the timeout earlier. Summit City United is taking their timeout now, and they really need to regroup. And as they're doing it, you can see the captain for Summit City United, Alex Murillo, he's actually having a conversation with one of the officials just to better understand the call.
Great time to let you know this game is sponsored by Ally Marketing. If you're looking for a teammate in the marketing space, check out allymarketing.us for social media, for websites, for logos, you name it, branding. Check out allymarketing.us to see if Ally Marketing might be the marketing teammate for you. Ally Marketing is the official marketing partner of the Futsal Champions Series. That's ALLYmarketing.us. Ally Marketing, let's be friends. So 5:18 to go. Summit City calls this timeout. They've been having some words with the officials, some frustration being shown. But Lansing City, what's going on in that huddle right now, Gerard?
You know, they have to love everything that they're doing right now. It's just about that finishing touch. How can they be a little bit more clinical? They've taken 16 shots so far. Only 8 of those have been on frame. And so they need to get more shots on frame to give themselves a chance to score.
Yeah, speaking of their shots, Bobadilla has 4, Cernuda with 4, Kleppel with 4. He's got the only goal of the match so far.
Yeah, and I have to think of the 8 goals that they put on frame, Kleppel, all 4 of his, I think, were on frame, eliciting a couple of great saves out of Mendoza.
And speaking of saves, we have 7 for Pierce and 7 for Mendoza, so 7 aside for the goalkeepers. And in these last 5:18 of the first half, Gerard, I think this is a big moment for both teams. It's only a 1-goal difference, so whatever team can get that advantage, momentum going into the locker room, this is a big deal. These last 5 minutes of the second half, of the first half.
Absolutely. How you close out the half, it really does a lot for the momentum in the whole game.
Summit City has it now. Up here to the near side, a little overlap. Well done from Cardoso. His attempt down the line, a little too fast. I assume in the indoor soccer they probably play in like a turf style. So one of those plays, I mean, on the court, the ball is going to go a lot faster than what you're used to on the turf.
Yeah, there's just so many differences between the games that they really are different sports in so many ways. And it's one of the things Sam Pesh was talking about, that sometimes people would refer to the indoor game as America's version of futsal.
Oh, interesting. That's not something I've heard before, but that is very interesting.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that, there's so much difference between futsal and indoor soccer depending on what your background is. It really can shape your perspective of both the sports.
Hard foul against Summit City. Lorenzo Cardoso goes down. He was bumped off the ball. And now Summit City continue with their possession. They're across the half line. Ball down to the corner, looking for Miles Mitchum was number 5, Yasu Wildagane. And it's not there. Lansing City, how about this? The flick on for Cernuda, and a great save from Mendoza.
Wow, and that's one of the things that's so dangerous about Luciano Cernuda. He can create opportunities out of nowhere. And great distribution from Joshua Pierce to really create something for Cernuda.
Corner kick to Bobadilla. He hits Timblo in the middle. The dangerous spot. 2 goals for Lansing City. And
it looks like they're really upset about something. I'm not sure if maybe they think that somebody was in the way.
Let's take a look again at what happened there on the corner. Because right after this goal happened, Mendoza was very unhappy. I'm not sure what he's unhappy about.
I don't understand it either. It may be because they let them kick it in early before the sub was back on, because they did have one player kind of come late to the area. But it didn't look like he would have made an impact anyway, because he chose to set up behind Jonah Timblo.
Meanwhile, Wildagane has a chance near the top of the arc, and he will win a corner kick for Summit City.
And I do think this is a great call-out just to some of the differences in the game. You're not going to see these type of corner plays in the indoor soccer game, so it's not something that Summit City United would be used to running set pieces from that specific corner or area of the court.
Pass back to Cardoso. He sends it way high. And now immediately the other way. Blanco jostling, trying to get possession. It will go Lansing City's way. Now Kleppel with it at his foot. Max Keeney on the floor for the first time. Kleppel to the inside, and he misses wide.
It's almost as if he heard us talking about his left foot, because he fired that one with the right.
Long distribution for Mendoza. Saltzman with the header right into the hands of Pierce. Blanco loses it. Summit City with a chance. Ball comes in, deflected off Saltzman. Pierce was in the way, though.
You can tell Saltzman misses being in goal. He's doing everything he can to protect the net.
Well, in that case, he actually deflected off him. It would have been an own goal had Pierce not been in that spot.
I think he just misses the penalty area.
He just wants to be in there. David Saltzman, one of those players for Lansing City, number 4. He has it right here. One of those players that every time he's on the floor, you know that everything he's got is being displayed. I mean, he leaves nothing behind. As Summit City have their own chance here, Pierce takes down the first player. The follow-up is there. Goal for Cardoso.
Excellent defense right there from Summit City United. Very clean takeaway. And
so we're getting word that there will be a rolling foul against Pierce. That'll be Lansing City's 3rd foul.
And that really is a great example of solid officiating, to not call the foul immediately and to give the chance for advantage to be played. And it worked in Summit City United's favor.
Couple back the other way, takes a shot off the post. But Summit City, with just over 3 minutes to go, half the deficit. In that, it kind of happened so fast. I didn't even know what to say at first, because I thought we were going to maybe get a potentially red card with Pierce grabbing him, but then Saltzman was right behind, I think. And then they, on the follow-up, scored. So all of a sudden, now we got 2-1, and Summit's knocking on the door again. It's 2-2, just like that.
Yeah, and what a quick turnaround. We talked about that. We talked about how much momentum meant at the end of the half. And Summit City United is making their mark on the game right here. A great 1-2 right there to set that up. And really there was nothing. Summit City United just played that really well. Nothing Lansing City could do about it.
Yaso Wadagane with the goal. So they have 2, and now that's playing the aggressor.
Both of those situations were really unfortunate for Joshua Pierce. He being put into 1v keeper situations like that, it's hard to save it.
And once again, a dangerous opportunity for Summit City, and David Saltzman
coming with the save.
Yeah, you see that technique. He's been been between the pipes before.
Great kick save by Saltzman.
Summit City with possession again. Left foot strike looking for the far post was number 6, Murillo. Goes well wide, and Pierce will restart with 2:42 left in half number 1. Bobadilla with the scoop to Blanco. Blanco dribbles it out of bounds. Summit City takes over. Great defense there from Bobadilla to sniff that one out. And sliding, coming back, taking out his own teammate was number 20, Lorenzo Cardoso.
Complete commitment to the defensive effort for Cardoso right there.
Corner kick comes to Kleppel. He's able to keep it from 1. The double coming on Blanco. Too much for him. Summit City the other way. They're on a counter. And safely cleared away by Pierce. Just about 2 minutes to go in the first half. 2-2 deadlock here in the Lansing City Arena. Summit City coming over from the MISL for this FCS exhibition against Lansing City, and off the corner, Alex Murillo puts it in a good spot, but Pierce is there.
Excellent shot from Murillo, and even a more fantastic save right there out of Joshua Pierce. We just talked about some of their opportunities and challenges with set pieces, but it did not look like an opportunity for them there right there.
That corner kick gets kicked right back to DeCastro, and he'll take it again. Plays it all the way back to his captain, Murillo. Murillo at the inside, number 14, Falaye. Trying to work with it at the side of the arc, and Pierce collects it. Now here's Bobadilla on the sideline. Toe poke inside. It got all the way to Blanco. He couldn't put it towards the frame. Now ball into the pivot. Not a bad look there, but Summit City not on the same page as this one will. Go all the way over the, I think it didn't quite reach to the end line, so a kick in. with just over 60 seconds to play. Cernuda can't believe that one didn't go his way. Looked like it was off him to me, but
yeah,
he clearly felt different.
He did.
Cernuda now with some pressure on his back. That pressure overtakes him, Richard Falaye. Now with 45 to go, Summit City working possession in the defending half. Here comes the long one, diagonal. It's a great chance, ball across to the middle.
Just one too many passes right there from Summit City United. Another opportunity from Murillo, just a little high. But it looked like Falaye was in a great place to be able to put that away, but he just took one extra pass unnecessarily.
That was probably the best ball movement we've seen from Summit City all game, as Cernuda has his chance, and that was definitely going side net. Far post, had Mendoza not gotten a piece of it.
And it does look like there was a foul right there on Jeremy Kleppel before that shot. But
no, oh yeah.
Right,
sorry.
Before the shot, yeah.
I thought you said on as in he committed
it looked like there's a lot of contact.
Yeah. And that's actually Summit's first foul all half.
Mm-hmm.
Very rare that you don't see a foul.
They have played a pretty clean game, and that's one of the things that you love to see them just playing clean futsal.
So perhaps the last chance of the half here. It's Lansing City with under 10 to go. That ball was going towards the near post, and Mendoza knows that he denied that opportunity with two Lansing City players on the back post.
It's one of the things that we're definitely going to be talking about later in this game is the impact Mendoza's having. That's his 10th save, or 11th save already just in the first half. Off the corner, Kleppel with a shot. Mendoza another save. Pierce has to come out, and time will expire before this one can make it into the back of the net. So we will go into the half tied 2-2. The time had expired before the ball made it into the back of the net. So that's how we enter the locker room. And in so many ways, even though the ball did not go in before the time had expired, Summit City United is walking into the locker room with all the momentum after that play. That's really the third time that, you have to wonder about the decision quality to come out for Joshua Pierce and how fast and how far out. And it's always one of the toughest things about goalkeeping in futsal, just understanding when to leave the penalty area and how aggressive to be. And he did that, and on 3 different occasions we've seen it be unsuccessful. Not necessarily just on him, but it's one of the things where's the defense in those situations as well. So 2-2 is how we leave it at the end of the first half. We'll be back in a little bit for some halftime thoughts, some stats as we prepare for the second half. As you see right there, just a glance at the stats. But we're going to send you to our sponsors, and we'll be back here for some halftime thoughts and stats. You're watching the Futsal Champions Series on FCS Live.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Lansing City Arena. I'm here with Coach Sam Petch of Summit City. Sam, just want to get your thoughts on the first half of that game. I know you guys are an indoor soccer team. Transition to a futsal game in court is, can be tricky, but you guys came out level 2-2. What did you think about that first half performance from you guys?
I think we made a lot of mistakes starting out. First 15 minutes, I think there were a couple things we needed to adjust. I think once they understood some of the spaces that we were working with and who our opponent was, I think that was helping us to kind of make those adjustments that would help us make better decisions, make less mistakes, and I think that's where we capitalized on the spaces that we were given.
So later in that first half, you guys were able to get the 2 goals. You kind of had some momentum, a lot of chances. That one that almost, time expired just before it went in. How do you carry that into the second half?
Yeah, I think just having the guys remember that, this is a learning process, that these guys are this is preseason, there are things that we are going to make mistakes with, there are things that we're going to do better at, and at the end of the day, thinking about it more in a what can we do better instead of thinking about, how do we win this game. As the season starts and we start playing games, then we have to make those decisions and think about winning games. But right now, mistakes are going to happen, and I'm okay with that, and all the guys understand that we're trying to learn and trying to improve ourselves. So.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time, Sam, and maybe we'll see you at the end of the game.
All right, thank you so much.
All right, we're going to take you to the floor as we get ready for the second half. And I'll bring Gerard back into the booth with me. So 2-2 as we go into half number 2. And Gerard, the way that one started with Lansing City up 2-0, did you expect to be sitting here at halftime at an even 2-2?
No, absolutely not. Lansing City looked in complete control of the first half, just really putting a barrage of shots. But Summit City United's goalkeeper, Mendoza, he was really solid. Jonathan Mendoza in goal had 12 saves.
Difference maker in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
If he doesn't play the way he did, Lansing City easily have 5 more.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. He had some phenomenal split saves, some just great reactions to shots in the top corners. So excellent work right there. And you can just see Lansing City has the edge with shots. They've taken a lot more shots. But the difference really for me is the goalkeeper play.
And it really wasn't until the last about 5 minutes. Summit City actually called a timeout. And after that point, for the rest of the half, the scales were tipped towards Summit City. They had the 2 goals, and they had at least one other good chance. They had that one at the end of half that would have been a goal. 1 or 2 seconds away from being 3-2. So they got to feel pretty good about how they ended that half, trying to, bleed that momentum into the second. And for Lansing City, what are you looking to do here in the second half?
Well, in the second half, Lansing City has made a goalie change, and I'm sure that was probably pre-planned before the game because even though there were a couple goals let in late from Summit City United, Joshua Pierce did look pretty solid in goal. One of the things that Lansing City really needs to do is just be a little bit more clinical. It's one of the things that Mendoza's making some great saves. So really look at how do we create better opportunities that can really get around Mendoza's shot-saving ability.
So early on here, Summit City with a transition to the far post. Great save from Castaneda. It was Murillo who was threatening in the first 10 seconds. Castaneda tasked with the ball on his foot again.
Yeah, once again, Murillo really putting some pressure on, making it uncomfortable for Lansing City.
Now Lansing City bringing the ball up. It's Cernuda with it. Joining him to start the second half, Chris Spain, Blanco, Bobadilla, and Castaneda in net. It's Diego Bobadilla with it here. Former U.S. national futsal team player. As he tries to go down the sideline. And good defense from the team in black. That was number 25, Rodrigo De Castro. De Castro wins it back here. Blanco chases him down. Does he win it back? He does.
Excellent effort right there from Blanco to not give up on the play and to really make it happen defensively.
Here is Cernuda going down the sideline. His strike just under the foot of Chris Spain. Chris Spain almost got a piece of that.
Yeah, Chris Spain was in the right place, just could not get the foot on the ball. That ball came in hot from Cernuda.
Will be a keeper restart for Mendoza. Goes up to the middle of the floor. Fighting for possession is number 5, Iyasu Wadagane. Joining him to start the second half for Summit City, Lorenzo Cardoso, Rodrigo De Castro, Captain Alex Murillo, and Jonathan Mendoza still in net. In those, I don't know if they're sweatpants, athletic pants. He's playing in pants today, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's in the pants.
As Castaneda has to come out with his legs not once but twice. How did you see that? He was holding him down with his foot.
He was holding him down. There was no foul called, though. It's one of the things where Castaneda does an excellent job coming out from goal. You'll see a lot of those plays like that. He is fearless attacking the ball.
Well done from him. Lansing City will get possession from that foul. First foul for Summit. And they match their total foul count for the last half already here less than 2 minutes in.
You can already see their level of physicality going up a notch the second half.
Transition moment, Castaneda called down once again. In a short time span, he's had to go slide on.
And we have another kick-in violation once again from Summit City United. But yeah, excellent work right there from Castaneda. He has a really great ability to understand when to come out and how aggressively to attack the ball.
Now Bobadilla wins it for Lansing City, and he will have a corner kick for them. Bobadilla inside, it got all the way to Chris Spain, and he missed it. And Kleppel is wondering why he didn't try to do it more simply rather than attempt it behind his back. Corner kick for Lansing City. Comes to Cernuda. Great turn. And smart play from the Summit City defense to win a keeper restart. Here is De Castro. Bobadilla takes it from him. Near post shot. Mendoza
once again
takes care of it.
Excellent save from Mendoza. That's a dangerous area to lose possession of the ball.
Corner kick comes to Kleppel. He was looking for the back post. Just a bit wide. Lansing City have threatened a couple of times here early in the second half. Summit City trying to put together a threat of their own. They will have a corner. Ball comes up high, strike. Well wide for number 20, Lorenzo Cardoso.
You can see Summit City United really settling into the game more and understanding how to get something positive out of these set pieces.
Bobadilla picks his pocket once again, but it will still be in possession of Summit City. They go back to their goalkeeper. And well done there from Summit City to maintain possession. De Castro and Wadagane. But then the giveaway right to Bobadilla. Saltzman on the floor as well. Bobadilla, Saltzman, Cernuda, Kleppel. Summit City wanted a foul there. They're not going to get one. Kleppel on the near side. Inside to Saltzman. He turns. Not quick enough on his touch. He's kind of fumbling with it here. Gives it away to De Castro. Saltzman hits the ground. No call. And now there is a call, and he is going to get the whistle against him. The first foul against Lansing City.
Yeah,
take another look at that.
Saltzman's not too upset with the call right there. There was a lot of physicality in there. I think the call was warranted.
Honestly, I was pretty surprised to see it called against him. Looked like he kind of got shoved down, but perhaps he made the contact first.
Yeah, once he lost the ball, he was being very physical with De Castro. Understandably so. It's a dangerous area to lose the ball.
Kleppel brings it up now. Misha Nunez with him on the far side. Jonah Timblow in the middle. Great control from Nunez. Kleppel has it now with some space. This could be dangerous. Gets a strike off as he goes to the floor. Castaneda has to come up. Saltzman's there. Summit City the other way. Nunez with the block, but now here's Captain Murillo. His left foot strike. He was actually, I think, looking for a pass to the far post. Deflected out of bounds. Here comes a corner. Castaneda called upon at the near post. Shot from Odagane. Another corner for Summit. Ball comes in towards the top near post for Murillo. Castaneda gets to the floor in time.
Just a collection of great saves right there from Castaneda. Charlie Nunez is back there helping out a lot in the penalty area as well. He's been another standout for Lansing City this summer season. He's only 16 years old, and this is his first taste of FCS action.
Lansing City in the high press. Murillo has it in the back. He gets rid of it. Looking for a long strike was number 14. That's also not a number we have on the roster. Did we see a number 14 in the first half?
Oh, you know what? That's Richard Fillet. And forgive me if Richard, if I'm saying your name wrong. I think I said Fillet in the beginning. But we see Ty Barnes right there with a strike to put Summit City ahead.
So Summit City come out after, while we were trying to figure out who was number 14, Summit City says we're going to take this opportunity to put one on the board, and they take the lead for the first time today. 3-2 now with just over 15 to go in this FCS exhibition. Summit City with another chance. Castaneda has to come out of his arc. A little scoop. Bobadilla blocks it. Cernuda commits the foul.
Interesting decision right there. It looked like just a shove. I'm not really sure why.
Seems like frustration to me.
Yeah. It's just they weren't going into a dangerous position right there, and they were about to win the ball back.
Summit City goes early. The first time strike from Murillo goes outside of frame. Quickly the other way, and now, as is the case in futsal, the ball possession going back and forth and positioning going back and forth so quickly.
Yeah, just the transition from offense to defense is instantaneous. You have to be ready at all times to switch from offensive prowess to defensive presence.
Summit City put together a pretty one here. And with the finishing touch, Todd Mazzicco. Goal number 4 for Summit City.
Todd Mazzicco may have been upset and frustrated with some of the calls earlier, but he was not frustrated with anything right there as he finds the back of the net with a clean strike.
Yeah, he had the header too first to put it along to that mystery number 14. And it was a quick 1-2 to put him in position. A pretty play for goal number 4. And now Lansing City find themselves down the same amount of goals that they have scored all game. Little push from Todd Mazzicco. He's going to get whistled for it. Is that their second or third foul? Appears to be their second. Chris Spain with a great turn. Can he finish it? He does!
Wow.
In spite of Mendoza grabbing on his legs. Chris Spain with the finish. 3 goals for Lansing City.
Chris Spain's physicality, his balance, his composure. How does he maintain his balance? Mendoza's hanging on him. Mendoza's hanging on him, doing everything he can to prevent the shot, and Chris Spain just will not back down.
If you had to say what a classic pivot play would look like, not one but 2 times did he have the ball with his back to goal and he turned. Not once but twice. That is pivot times 2, and Chris Spain gets this lead just to 1 now.
Yeah, and during the scrimmages this summer, we've had the chance to see Chris Spain back in action. He was hurt at the end of last year, and Lansing City really missed his presence, and it's just such a great example of what he brings to this team.
And Saltzman, again, it's not there for him. He knows it. And that's when you really have to collect yourself. The last couple times he's had possession of the ball, it's kind of fumbled over his feet, and he's got to take a deep breath and recollect. That's something he's done at the goalkeeper position a lot before. You have to have a short memory as a futsal goalkeeper in some respects. No doubt Saltzman has the ability on the floor and just needs to shake it off and get back into it. Summit City plays it in near the half line. Cutting inside. And now a ball diagonally across the middle. Intercepted by Lansing City. Cernuda. His ball into the danger area, just a little bit behind Crispane. Crispane thinks it's his ball. The official thinks otherwise. You know whose opinion matters in this case. It's the man in green. I'll help you out. The man in green. And it's not Ethan Castaneda or Josh Pierce, even though they're in green. Sorry, guys. Kleppel at the point. Touch to the right. His shot nearly hits the Jumbotron. Watch it there, Jeremy.
Oh, that would be unfortunate.
It would be. I think we have a couple extra panels in the back somewhere. But to be fair, it deflected off someone. So it will be a corner kick for Lansing City. Cernuda to take it. He's got Saltzman, goes past him to Kleppel first time. Blocked in the middle by number 3, Richard Falaye. Now Kleppel has it again to Crispane. Some time near post. Deflected out for a corner.
Oh, and I think, our problem that we were trying to figure out was solved. Number 14 is actually Jimmy Destin.
Jimmy Destin
is number 14.
We have not seen him yet today.
Until the second half.
To the second half, and he is not currently on the floor right now for Summit City, but they are pressing. Cernuda, he makes a turn. Little pick from Kleppel, and now Cernuda down the sideline. Poked away for a corner kick by Alex Murillo. Cernuda puts it down at the foot of Kleppel. Summit City in a very compressed diamond here. Kleppel with space near the top of the arc. Excellent save from Mendoza. Another very well-placed strike by Kleppel.
Another excellent save by Mendoza as well.
Another excellent save by Mendoza.
It's really what is required out of him tonight for Summit City to stay in this game.
Not only are they staying in it, but they are on top by a goal. 15 saves now for Mendoza. You know, sometimes we look at the save sheet for a goalkeeper. Hold that thought. Kleppel puts the ball across the net. Crispane's there. It's caught under his foot. Summit City the other way. Cernuda has to stop it, and he does. Who has possession here? I think it was last off Summit. It is.
And I'll finish that thought for you because a lot of times you see a high save count from a goalie, and it's really because their team is just having a barrage of shots, and it's really a lopsided game. We saw that out of Midwest FC last year a lot. Josh Postimo was one of the saves leaders. But here tonight, Mendoza's doing an excellent job with saves, and we see this high save count, but they're winning.
Yeah, and I actually was going to take that a little different direction, but that's true. That's true. What I was going to say is that, when you see 15 saves, you don't always know just on the stat sheet what the caliber of those saves are, right? You don't know how dangerous the chance is, but I can tell you that there's probably at least half of those saves that were very well-placed opportunities for Lansing City, as Lansing City have to get away with one here.
Yeah, great defensive effort right there from Bobadilla to recognize that back run pass.
So corner kick now for Summit City. They put it into the mix. A scoop headed away by Timblow. Transition. Cernuda's there. 1v keeper. Can he finish? He tries the cheeky chip. It's not enough. Really all that we were saying about Mendoza to say, if you had to pick one player that's been the biggest difference maker for how the game has gone, it's definitely Mendoza. Diego Bobadilla into Timblow. Back to goal. Help comes for Summit City, and they take it. Transition for a moment. Go back, and now trying to go forward again. Cernuda comes in hard. He's going to get whistled, and he will receive a caution. What do you think about that one, Gerard?
Honestly, I am a little surprised because he did win the ball, and he didn't – it's not like it was a slide tackle. He won the ball. He got there first.
Let's see if we can take a look at it. Hits the ball.
Yeah, and they run into each other. It's kind of like shoulder to shoulder, And
I think that's what Jeremy Kleppel is talking to the official about here. And they're having a little bit of a laugh. I don't know what exactly the conversation looks like, but to me, I do agree. Like, he comes in, he hits the ball, and then it's shoulder to shoulder afterwards. Like,
he won the ball.
I don't know where the foul is, but
one of the challenges for somebody like Cernuda, who's incredibly strong, when Iyasu comes in there, and
just look at him.
He just kind of bounces off of Cernuda. It's like we've seen that happen a number of times with Kleppel as well, where players come in and they just bounce off of him.
Let's see it again. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see a foul there. I understand how it was called because of the way Iwasu really bounced off of Luciano Cernuda, but I don't see a foul right there.
Play continues, and now Lansing City will put it into the attacking area. It goes out of bounds. Summit City to put it back into play with 11:11 to go here. Foul count was not really a factor in the first half, but it could be in this one. Lansing City with 3, Summit with 2. If you're not familiar with the game of futsal, similar to how fouls might work in basketball, you are allowed a certain amount of fouls before there is sort of a penalty. So 5 fouls for free, and then the 6th foul and every foul after results in a penalty from the 10-meter spot. Lansing City across half. Bobadilla now to Kleppel. Down the sideline. Changes directions back to the middle. Bobadilla with some space takes a strike. Deflected out. Corner kick upcoming for Lansing City. Ball inside. Crispane was not quite there. Bobadilla on the follow-up. And will stay as a Lansing City corner.
So you can see Summit City United is adjusting to the corners, and they very quickly have adopted the true futsal style corner defense with 3 in the penalty area.
Nice connection there between Bobadilla and Kleppel on the corner. But the other way is Summit City forcing Castaneda to come out of net. And the officials calling a deflection.
Yeah, you love to see the communication out of the officials. Like, get the call right. There's 2 officials. If one sees something different, let's make sure we get the right angle. But it's one of the things you got to say about Summit City United. They have adjusted here in the second half, and they really begin to understand how to work these set pieces a little better, get better opportunities, and then protect the goal a little better too. One of the early goals from Lansing City was on a set piece play right there in the middle of penalty area by Jonah Timblow. And ever since then, Summit City United's really locked down that penalty area on set pieces.
Lansing City taking it away. Crispane gets hit, and down he goes. Surely a caution will be issued. I believe that's number 5, Iwasu Wadaganet.
Interesting tidbit about Iwasu. He actually played professional futsal in, I'm going to try and say it right, Namibia in Africa.
Oh, wow.
Just west of South Africa. So he is a professional futsal player that has now immigrated to the U.S. to play futsal.
See the foul there once again. Very clearly a caution. Cernuda stands over it now for Lansing City. Into Bobadilla, the turn. Forced backwards. Quickly to Kleppel. Under heavy pressure. He's able to shield the ball enough. And they still have it. Kleppel now down the sideline, beating one. Crispane, he's got him. Mendoza coming out from net to save that chance. But Summit City's not out of it yet. Bobadilla and Crispane working together. And Bobadilla gives it away. 3v2. Crispane coming back.
Strong
well
win
done
from Crispane.
From Trezor Crispane. Summit City had numbers there. And with Lansing City down 1 goal right now, giving up another one is not what you want to see if you're a Lansing City fan. Instead, you want to see a chance like this. And the chip from Crispane.
Mendoza again. Wow, on the floor.
He snatched that one. He snatched that one.
He did. Crispane was trying to go right over and chip it. It looks like Mendoza had hurt himself on that play and was sitting down and still was able to make that save. Wow, outstanding effort from Mendoza, just not giving up until the whistle blows.
Let's take a look at it again. Spain had it in there. Yeah, just not quite high enough, and Mendoza's able to get his claws on it.
And that's the second chip shot save that Mendoza's had. He had one earlier against Luciana Cernuda. And, you know, a lot of times it's a cheeky attempt, and you catch the goalies off, just not ready for it. But Mendoza was ready both times for those chip attempts.
Hopefully he is okay here. Looks like he's being tended to. They bring in some water. I'm not sure what's going on. Like, he's kind of holding his legs, but he never was really like stretching anything or really like getting any sort of medical attention. I guess I feel a little confused as to what actually the problem is here.
Yeah, it does look like it's something with his knee.
Something with his knee.
Yeah, it might have, you know, it could have popped out because when he did make that initial attempt and he slid,
yeah,
his right leg was kind of extended out underneath him.
Well, hopefully he's okay. He got some water, and now he seems to be all right as well. He'll have the restart here. From his hands, he goes towards the middle. Summit City in the back now, under heavy pressure from Lansing City. That's going to be a second touch.
It is going to be a second touch. Yeah, and that is another example of the unique rules or laws of the game in futsal compared to indoor soccer. And so this is going to be an indirect kick right at the edge of the penalty area. And Jeremy Kleppel's on that ball. This is not a position you ever want to see yourself in as a defender.
I'm running away. It's an indirect kick. I'm going away. We've seen Lansing City do this before. Kleppel has tried to kind of blast it through him, get a touch. He's gotten that. We've also seen him go back door. Sometimes they forget about someone like Timblow or Saltzman, an easy one. What do you think he does here? Is he just gonna say, see you later, if you want to get in the way, have fun?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just going to be a pinball effort right here.
Couple stands over at the whistle
Cernuda
blows.
In there so they can't move.
Here it comes. He takes a strike. No touch. That will be no goal on the indirect kick.
Oh, well, our scoreboard operator in-house saw it as a goal. Sadly, for all the Lansing City fans,
his opinion doesn't count.
His opinion does not
Yet
count.
again,
So
the ones who count
not a goal.
are the men in green on the sidelines that are not the Lansing City keepers. Here's Jonah Timblow. Gives it away. Summit City now with possession. Just under 9 minutes to go. 3-4 score line. Summit City on top. They have it here. Threatening Castaneda with a great save on the strike from number 8, Todd Mazico, looking for his second goal of the match. Interesting to note for Summit City, it looks like, I'm only seeing 3 goals on the stat sheet now, but all 3 of those are scored by different players. And for Lansing City, it's much the same. Oh, it looks like I think one of the goals got put to Lansing City is what it looks like. But for the time being, as what I can tell, different goal scorers for all 4 goals.
Yeah, and it's one of the things that we've seen a lot of differences, too, in how they've scored the goals. So they've scored in transition. They've scored on basically a give-and-go situation. So you can see Summit City United is not only capitalizing off mistakes from Lansing City, but they're also able to create some offense themselves.
Cernuda in the corner.
Yeah, I think one of the other ones, we saw a fantastic outlet pass from Mendoza, and then a header off of
the goal number 4, right? You're talking about the like 1-2.
Mazico.
Yeah.
He scored. He had the header, and then it got passed back to him after that.
Yeah, so that was goal number 4. Yep. So they have had 4 different goal scorers tonight, spreading it around, and Lansing City as well, with 3 different goal scorers.
Yeah, and so 3 of the goals for Summit City United were assisted, which shows you really their ability to create the offense and it not just be some of these transition goals that we tend to see from teams that are counterattacking or really just lucking themselves into goals.
Foul there committed by David Saltzman, Lansing City's fourth, with 7.5 remaining in the second half.
Still a lot of time left. It's not a position you want to find yourself sitting on 5 fouls. They have one more to give till they're really in that danger area.
Left foot strike off the free kick from Alex Murillo. It was a good one, but Castaneda met it with the kick save off the corner. Quick one. Emmanuel Hernandez, puts it over the net. First timeout of the second half called by Summit City with 7.5.
And I know Sam Pesh talked about the score line not mattering in preparation for this game. And even with that being said, they're really doing an outstanding job of managing this game well.
If you are new to the Futsal Champions Series, feel free to follow us here on the YouTube channel. You can hit the subscribe button, or if you would like to also follow the Futsal Champions Series on Facebook or Instagram, you can find us there. Also, all the teams of the FCS on those platforms. We're going to be broadcasting every Futsal Champions Series game that's in the upcoming season, just in a couple of months, Gerard.
Couple of months.
It
feels like it's already here.
It feels like it's already here. I bet you in like a month you're going to be like, it's definitely not here yet. But you can catch all that action starting in late October, early November in the Futsal Champions Series season 25-26. Lansing City will be in the FCS. Summit City will not.
You know, I think that's one of the things that, even though we haven't broadcast all of these exhibition matches over the summer, we're really spoiled in Lansing City. We have so much futsal that happens here. I've been able to attend all of the exhibition games, so it feels like the season started already. I've attended so many matches over the summer, and it's just been great to see teams come really from around the region. We had teams from Illinois. We have a team now from Fort Wayne, Indiana. We have Cincinnati, Ohio represented. Grand Rapids just down the road in Michigan coming here as well. And so you love to see people traveling. This is outside of the FCS, outside of the regular season. So teams are traveling 4 or 5 hours just to come play futsal, and you love to see the passion that they play with.
And this one is shaping up to be a passionate finish. A 1-goal game, Summit City with the lead. A team that plays in the MISL coming over to play the game of futsal here in the FCS exhibition.
One of the questions I had for Sam Pesh when we had a chance to talk before the match was about their women's team. So new to this season in FCS, we're going to have FCS women's next year. And they have a women's team that also participated in the MISL and actually made it to the final last year against Chicago.
Meanwhile, Kleppel with the strike, deflection, nearly in the back of the net. Mendoza with the save. Another defender with the save. Follow-up from Bobadilla over the safety net.
And Mendoza's hurt. He is hurt right now. He's playing through this injury, and really this is like a Willis Reed moment.
He's faced how many shots? I mean, he has 18 saves right now, and he's, they're not just tic-tac saves. These are saves he's being called upon to really to be acrobatic many times. In that case, it was like, man, how did Lansing City not get the back of the net on that one?
Especially Chris Payne being 3 feet away from the goal. How does he not put him back in the net? It's very rare for you to see opportunities like that for him not to finish on, and it really speaks volumes to what Mendoza's doing here tonight. Look, that's a really, it's a small detail, but check out Murillo on that last play right there. He saw the ball had rolled off the line, and he brought it back, understanding that it would have been a kick-in violation if he kicked it when it was off the line. So a really great adjustment from Murillo to really understand the rules tonight here.
Castaneda wisely shielding that one, letting it go over the end line. He'll restart it from his hands. He nearly hits it into the heels of the ref. Now here comes Kleppel down the sideline, gets by one. He's got space, toe poke into the claws of Mendoza. He's got 20 saves on the night. Lansing City, both keepers combined at 15. Diego Bobadilla not happy with his effort there. It will be a restart from Mendoza.
Hobbling, clearly in pain. That right leg still bothering him.
And I don't know, to tell you the truth, if Summit City has a rostered backup goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they would find somebody if they needed it, but I don't think they have someone specifically for that position.
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest challenges. Yes, they could bring on something like a fifth attacker, but it sure looked like the official wanted to call a foul right there.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought.
There's a lot of contact. Hard to see how there was not a foul. But if Mendoza's their only goalkeeper, in so many ways, they really need him to be able to play through it. Again, it speaks volumes to what this game means for these players, even playing through injury. And that is the 5th foul now on Lansing City.
So they have 5 the rest of the way, 5:19 to go, and they don't want to commit another one, or else it will be a penalty from the 10-meter spot. Castaneda called upon once again from point blank range.
Point blank save.
Emmanuel Hernandez.
You know, Ethan Castaneda is fearless, just putting his body on the line. That's not a place you want to find yourself within striking distance of an attacker's foot.
He did well to protect himself and get the ball out for a corner. Hernandez will take it. He passes it right to Saranuda. Saranuda trying to beat his defender down the sideline.
Excellent
Cardoso
tackle.
would have none of it. Bobadilla with it now, scoops it to Kleppel. 2 defenders there, 1 on him, 1 helping. The help goes back towards the center of the court. Bobadilla facing up. Chris Spain back to Saranuda, and now Kleppel again. No help on the inside. That's where he goes. Space, shot right to the shoulder of Lorenzo Cardoso.
Cardoso's stoked about that save, just putting his body on the line to deflect it.
I think
nice shoulder save.
I think it would have rattled the back of the net there. Mendoza was going to the other post. Let's see it. You can see him.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he would have got it.
It's on frame for sure.
Corner kick for Lansing City. 4.5 to go. Bobadilla with the strike. Another block inside the arc for the Summit City defense. And they are on the attack now. Castaneda. He's there, and he collects. And a whistle against Cardoso. He's arguing. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like that's Summit City United's 4th foul now. So they're right on the danger line, too, of getting that 6th PK.
We'll see how fouls play into this one. Very likely they could be a difference maker. Corner kick inside, deflected out to Kleppel. A little scoop, a big scoop, I should say. Trying to find Chris Spain. It's over his head. Keeper restart incoming for Summit City. Ball back to the goalkeeper. That should be second touch.
And it is. Oh, wait.
The officials are going to call a handball on Saranuda instead of the second touch. They're going to confer and see here. Definitely was second touch. And they do confirm that it was.
Right. You know, they don't have the benefit of replay. And if you're not watching,
hopefully.
Yeah, so there is the ability to have video support in futsal. We just have to have the technology to be able to do it. Hopefully someday soon we can see that in FCS. But great job by the officials getting that call right. You have to pay attention to the details. And here's another indirect opportunity for Jeremy Kleppel.
Here comes Kleppel. He rattles it. And it's off a defender.
It like Rio putting his body on the line.
Under 4 to go now. Kleppel will defended by Murillo. He gets to the middle. And Mendoza beats the ball to the far post, and he's getting excited. He knows that he is making a huge impact in this game. Corner kick, Saranuda. Bobadilla, first time. Blocked. At the foot of Kleppel to Bobadilla. Back to Kleppel. Timblow's in the center. Cernuda's in there as well. Kleppel to the far post. Misses his mark. And how many times have we seen recently Lansing City get into this, heavy offensive attack where, all of Summit City's team is almost inside the arc.
Yeah, and in so many ways that attack has left them in really dangerous positions. We saw a lot of 1v keeper situations with Joshua Pierce in the first half. And, as much as Summit City is allowing them to get that possession that deep, which is a benefit for Lansing City, when they don't convert on the shots or the ball doesn't go out and Summit City gets control, it really creates some dangerous opportunities for them offensively.
Kleppel now up to Timblow. Ball finds its way back to him, and now he's working with Cernuda up near the half line. Cernuda down the line to the back post. And Saltzman's run not in step.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few of those passes come across the penalty area just higher than you'd like to see for the back post run. And you don't know if that's intentional or not.
Summit City has a chance here. And DeCastro looks it in the face, says, "Thank you very much. We're up 2."
In so many ways, it's just what we talked about. Even though it didn't come off of necessarily a quick turnover, Summit City United, they get the kick in and they just attack right away, and they end up with a 1v keeper situation. And it's just not something that you want to see happen for Lansing City defensively. It's just a defensive breakdown to give up a 1v keeper situation off of a kick in.
So Summit City now up 2. And they're going to get whistled for a foul here, much to the fans' dismay.
And that's now their 5th. So
that
now
is their 5th.
The next foul, either way, will result in a 10-meter PK. And one of the things really interesting about the 10-meter PK, for those that are not familiar with the futsal rules, the goalie can actually come off of the line to be within 5 meters of the ball. And so it creates an interesting dynamic for the goalie and the shot taker to just a little cat and mouse game.
Corner kick for Lansing City. The chip to Kleppel. Goes to the sideline. Ball back in. Collected by Summit City, but Saltzman pokes it away. Bobadilla now. The strike. It gets by Mendoza.
And Cernuda was not having it. We have not seen him find the back of the net yet tonight, but he was not wasting that opportunity, and he just finds the 5-hole. If I'm not mistaken.
I believe you're right. Let's see it.
There's a quick turnover in transition, finds the 5, and puts it into the back of the net. And, it's one of the things, so we talked about this earlier with a lot of those passes just missing the back post run. Well, what that ends up doing, you see Tresorcas Bay make that back post run. It really, all of those missed passes really set that up to create an easier opportunity right there for Cernuda.
Could Lansing City have something else in their pocket here? Chris Spain going for the far post. It's not there. So 2:14 to go, and we are back to a 1-goal game. Cernuda now with it. Lansing City. He tries to go 5-hole again. It's not there. Kleppel on the follow-up. His strike is blocked. Bobadilla leaves it for Castaneda. Castaneda scoops and goes long. Can Chris Sprain bring it down? He does. Cernuda on the attack, working with Bobadilla up near the half line. Inside the pivot area, Chris Spain is there. 2 defenders. Wisely wins a corner. 1:46 to go. Bobadilla plays it to Cernuda, Immediately met by pressure. Lansing City with another kick in. Into the middle, Chris Spain. Summit thought it was out. And they kick it out of bounds here. Now Kleppel at the point. Finds Cernuda. Cernuda to Bobadilla. Bobadilla finds space. Just outside of the reach of Chris Spain. He was pretty much face guarding the goalkeeper there almost, like just kind of blocking his vision.
There's been so many passes where somebody's making a back post run, but the ball just goes a little high. I have to think that Lansing City's working on something with that right here, because we've seen a number of those tonight where traditionally the balls hit a lot closer to the back post.
That corner given away, and will be Lansing City ball with 1:17 to go. Bobadilla in a dangerous spot. He finishes. It's tied here with a minute to go.
Wow. Talk about technical ability. Diego Bobadilla putting it all on display right there. What a beautiful show of ball skills. Just control, balance, composure. He's got it all right there.
5-5. 1 minute left here in the Lansing City Arena. What a finish we're gearing up for here, Gerard.
Couldn't have expected anything different.
It's getting pretty high in the count here. Has to play it within 4 seconds. Summit City trying to work with it. Kleppel's there, Cernuta's there. Can he bring it down? Just under 50 seconds to go. Summit trying to put the ball across frame. Down goes one. Cernuta still has it. The slide from Murillo saves the transition. And a caution issued to Lorenzo Cardosa.
And that is for dissent. Cardosa definitely thought there was a foul on Cernuta on that last play.
And does not get added to the foul count.
It does not.
A card for dissent.
It does not.
So both teams still at 5. So a foul here, very dangerous late in the game. Ball into the pivot area, not there. Summit on the transition. Crispin gets back. Is it enough? And he's going to commit foul number 6 as Todd Mazzicco goes to the ground.
It's just really interesting right there because, I mean, I definitely thought that there was more contact on Cernuta on the last play that Cardosa was a little frustrated about. I mean, minimal contact right there from Crispin. I don't see how you call a foul there, but it's one of the things. We talked about this a lot last season, just the impact that dissension can have on the call of the game. You have to wonder, how did Cardosa's words to the official potentially impact that call right there?
So here is the penalty from the 10-meter spot for Summit. Again, if this is if you're new to futsal, this happens for the 6th foul and on. So Lansing City has committed 6 fouls, so each foul from here on out will be a penalty from the 10-meter spot. The goalkeeper can come up, and here is this try. Castaneda with the save, the follow-up, he's there. And now Bobadilla draws one, 23 seconds to go. We're going to the other side of the court, Gerard.
Wow. What an outstanding effort from Castaneda. And you're just wondering, the way that ball ricocheted off, he didn't maintain possession immediately. You thought
two Summit players
you thought
right there.
One of the 2 Summit players was going to get another chance on goal, but then Bobadilla comes out of nowhere, and then
veteran move.
Yeah,
you know he was ready for it.
Crafty veteran right there. Bobadilla showing just the awareness and understanding of where to be, and then really understanding the body positioning to draw that foul.
So this time it's Luciano Cernuta behind the ball, and Jonathan Mendoza looking to be called upon again for this Summit team in the all black from the northern Indiana area, Fort Wayne area. 23 seconds to go. Whistle blows. Cernuta with the strike. It's a save. Mendoza makes the save.
Wow.
No goalkeepers on either side are having any of this PK nonsense. Corner kick for Lansing City, 22 seconds left. What is left in the tank for this game? Kleppel has it. He was looking near post. Cernuta was around. Kleppel's going to have a chance here. Cernuta saving it, 10 seconds to go. Surely the final opportunities are coming right here, right now. Crispin all the way to Cernuta. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 1 second
1
left.
second left.
Great defense from Summit City there. Kleppel had a chance in the air, but was met right away. I was never told for exhibitions if we're going to go into extra time. I assume we won't, but hey, you know what? I bet if we had a vote of all the fans here, I think we might get extra time if we all voted. Probably not. So 1 second to go. Kleppel will just blast it towards the net and hope that something good happens. It's going to get stopped right there by Cardoso. And we have full time. Summit City 5, Lansing City 5. With a riveting finish, Gerard. Oh my goodness.
What a finish. Wow.
From one PK mark all the way to the other.
If we didn't say this is an exhibition game, there's no way anyone watching, whether in here or at home, no one would think that this was an exhibition match. The way that they played, the intensity level that was really sustained throughout, really excellent effort from both teams here, and it really speaks volumes to the level of commitment and really the desire to perform and to excel for both of these teams.
So taking a look at the stat sheet for the game, we can see what this game looked like on paper. Gerard, take a look at this. You know, both teams actually had quite a lot of saves, but all those saves from Summit City coming from Mendoza. Lansing City heavily outshooting Summit City, and you know what that tells me? You know how many times Lansing City had a shot and it was blocked by not Mendoza, but one of the other players.
Yeah, they really packed the penalty area solid. In a lot of ways reminiscent of Jenga's defensive style of really packing the middle area of the court, and they really needed to. I mean, look at the disparity in shots right there. 55 shots for Lansing City compared to 34 for Summit City. And it really wasn't, you know, they're not like a lot of wayward shots. The vast majority, I have to say close to 90% of those shots are all on frame for Lansing City. And it's one of the things that really speaks volumes, not only to the team's commitment to defense, but to Mendoza. We said that he was really the standout player in the first half, and he really just continued to bring that for the entirety of the game. Yeah,
I mean, if you had to point to one player that had, like, made the biggest, you know, change in the game by the way he played, I mean, I think Mendoza is definitely that player. You know, whether he was the best player on the court tonight, you could debate that. But as far as the one that would – you know, if he's replaced by another keeper that doesn't perform to his level, or if his performance level is only 90% of what it was tonight, you know, he is, you know, Summit City is looking at, you know, probably at least a 3-goal loss here, if not more. And, you know, he really played very well. But it's not like the other Summit City players didn't play well either.
No,
I mean, they had you know, they had some good possession. One of their goals was very pretty. You know, their transition from the indoor game out here, you know, didn't look too bad. You know, it was definitely a game where Lansing City was, you know, we've seen them do it a lot. It's like they're pounding for a lot of the game and trying to find the breakthrough. And they let some counters go in, but you know, they didn't have a lot of the young mistakes that we saw last year, which, you know, if you knew Lansing City last year and you're a fan of them, you're probably encouraged by, you know, there were no goals given like that.
Yeah, one of the things that I love to see Ethan Castaneda's really his understanding of when to come out and just how aggressive he is. It's really, it shows his growth. It shows really what he's done and what he's been able to do as he's continued to develop in his young career. And it's one of the things for Lansing City. They have a lot of young talent. We didn't see some of the youngsters, Jack Fisher, Drew Barney tonight, but Charlie Nunez, he's only 16. Misha Nunez, I think Misha only played a little bit tonight. But Ethan Castaneda, another young player as well. So a lot of young talent coming up through Lansing City, and we're continuing to see them grow and develop.
And I really loved what I saw out of Misha Nunez. You know, he's been with Lansing City. Charlie Nunez tonight. You know, he had some of his first action this summer for Lansing City. And, you know, tonight I felt like he actually showed very well. I mean, when he had the ball, he didn't really give it away. He was, you know, maintaining possession. I remember there was this one time when in the second half he had it over there, and he just did very well under quick pressure to keep it amidst a couple defenders. And those are the types of plays that are very, you know, you can really tell about a young player in those moments is, you know, do they have the quick reaction to, you know, the muscle memory to get out of those places? And I thought he did very well tonight.
Yeah, and another player, I know we talked about Summit City United earlier, but just to kind of go back, one of the players we spotlighted and talked about a little bit before, Jose Murillo, he was so solid for them defensively, really locking down that fixo position. And it's a position as a captain, too, just to really organize the defense. And you could see how they grew into that game, and they really adjusted to the differences between the indoor game and the futsal game.
So this one ends 5 apiece. Mm-hmm. Lansing City had the early lead. Summit City comes roaring back, and then the tie. We had the 10-meter PKs at the end.
What an ending.
I mean, can you believe that there were no goals among those two?
It speaks volumes to the keepers.
And they were so close together. Right?
Yeah, they were so close together. And again, I think in so many ways, Ethan Castaneda and Jonathan Mendoza really stood out this game and the impact that they had. So
the last question, Gerard. You said earlier – the season has begun. And since then, we've said, hey, we still have a couple months. But what does this do for your level of excitement for the FCS season coming up here in November?
I mean, it just gets me even more excited. Like, that's the thing, coming out, watching these games. And for me, it's always been, the appeal has been the effort that the players put into it, how much they put in and how much this means to them, even when it's an exhibition.
Yeah.
Like, you can see them giving everything. One of the things that I even love, too, is, this is an indoor soccer team, and they come in to play futsal. You could see a number of the players actually going and having conversations with the referees to better understand the laws of the game of futsal, because it's different rules. It's a different sport. And so it's one of the things that you love to see, that, even though they're not typically a futsal team, seeing them adjust to the laws of futsal and then make those adjustments throughout the game, too, to change the way they're playing.
So that's going to do it for our FCS exhibition tonight. But we have on the horizon the FCS regular season starting late October, early November. If you want to catch all those games, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel or follow the FCS on social media. We're going to be broadcasting all the games right here. And the return of the Third Half podcast throughout the season. We also plan to interview guests and players throughout the year and track the stories. Man, super excited. If you want to follow along, feel free to follow us, as I mentioned. And that's in less than 2 months.
Less than 2 months.
Less than 2 months. FCS 25-26 is coming at you. So that's where we're going to leave you at. We hope to see you back here again on FCS Live. Jared Kleppel, Gerard Ascani, the rest of the crew, in-house and in other time zones. Thank you so much for all that you guys do for this production. We'll see you guys in the next one. Good night.
Committing a crime so you can try to escape from prison. Bad idea. Going to the pod escape room to play an escape game with your friends. Great idea. Test your skill as an astronaut in outer space. Find Santa in Save Christmas. Or take a vacation to an abandoned island. Just don't get stuck there. The Pod Escape Room. Learn more at thepodlansing.com.